I mean, well, good. They look like, huh?
Yeah.
You know what they look like if they came out and said it's not terrorism when the guy's flying an ISIS flag on his back of his truck? And
Keystone Cops.
yeah, that's what they would look like. But that doesn't surprise me that would be their initial reaction. But their initial reaction should have been if they didn't know, we don't know, or they should have said the FBI, well, the guy's flying an ISIS flag on the back of his truck, so you tell us. That would probably been my reaction had I been the FBI spokesperson. Go ahead, Steve.
All right, let's do this. President Biden is doing what he can as he leaves office to
Sleep.
Well, no, he's actually doing things to.
Fred's got to get in one more dig. Don't you,
I'm
Fred?
trying to get a euphemism that doesn't involve
Dementia?
no obscenity.
Oh, yeah, let's avoid that on Christian radio, Steve. I
So
think
what I'm
that'd be a
saying
good
is
idea.
he's trying to show his disdain for the American people.
Biden is?
Biden is, and he's going to be doing something today. Fred, you were talking about this earlier, that is going to make some of these people, some of our, especially the J6ers, a little upset. What's going on?
Well, yeah, he's going to hand Liz Cheney, Republican Liz Cheney, his favorite Republican Liz Cheney, she is going to get, pardon me, the second highest civilian medal in the country for her participation in the January 6th committee panel, all right? That's, and remember,
Why?
what,
She's getting some kind of what now?
she is getting the second highest civilian medal. It's the Presidential Citizens Medal.
For what?
Because she did the bidding of Nancy Pelosi in that committee.
Oh, you mean she's getting the medal because of her participation on the January 6th committee?
That is correct.
Okay.
Now, we have to remind people, she was hand-chosen by Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, then House Speaker, rejected the two people that the Republicans wanted on that committee. I think Jim Jordan was one of them.
Right.
Jim
So-
Banks was the other.
Yeah, and so Nancy Pelosi picked two people, Republicans, who basically hated Donald Trump.
Oh yeah. The whole thing was produced, Ray, by a Hollywood producer. And we're finding out so much stuff that they did wrong.
You know what? That's sad what happened to, I say sad, probably not the right word, what happened to Liz Cheney, what she did to herself.
Yes.
She was a very conservative United States House of Representative member from Wyoming.
Yep.
And then she got in on this January 6th committee, and she began to get lauded and applauded by the left, and the media began to love her, and she just soaked all that in, it seems like, and went on with this charade, this endless. Remember that thing went on like 2 years, didn't it, or a year and a half, or something like that?
Okay.
That January 6th committee. Listen, that was a 2-week deal. That's all it needed to be. 2 weeks, maybe a month at the most, and then end it and say these people acted wrong, and many of them are in jail, and they're going to have their day in court, or whatever you want to say. But that's all that needs to be said about this, unless they want to. Anyway, that's
Liz Cheney backed Donald Trump before January 6th. She was on his team. I mean, she was a Trump supporter before
Right.
January 6th.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Liz Cheney was not a bad. She was a pretty good congresswoman before all this. But if I were her, it ended up costing her her seat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she didn't medal out of it.
I wouldn't accept that. I would just say I did my job. I'm not getting a reward for just participating on a January 6th panel.
I think
Anyway, that thing with she even if you were going to participate on it, she should have resigned after a couple of months and said, I see where this thing's going, and I'm not going to be a part of it. But instead, she went on and I was a full participant. And anyway.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks to Fred, Steve, Chris, Sandy, and let's see, the gentleman
Randy.
from Las Vegas, Randy Sutton there. And Brent Creeley, our producer. Thank you for listening to American Family Radio and this program, Today's Issues. Have a great day, rest of your day, folks, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Hello everyone, Tim Wildman here with American Family Association and American Family Radio. Hey, in 2025 we have a brand new tour available. It's in October and it's going to Boston. What a wonderful trip this will be to see one of the most significant cities in all of American history. Boston, Lexington, Concord, and the whole story of the Freedom Trail. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. And that's in October of 2025. So we also have the tours of Washington, D.C. and Mount Vernon, and then the Colonial Williamsburg, Jamestown, and Yorktown tours as well. So that's coming up in 2025. If you want to read about any of these, go to wildmangroup.com, WILDMON group.com, wildmangroup.com, for all the information on Boston, D.C., and Williamsburg. Hope to see you on one of these in 2025.
When I found out I was pregnant, I was devastated. I had no idea what to do.
When a young mom faces an unplanned pregnancy, she's confused and scared. Society tells her that her baby is not alive and offers termination as the best solution. Preborn Network clinics shine a light into the darkness and offer hope, love, and lifelong impact.
As soon as I get there, I felt welcome. They gave me the first look at my baby by providing a free ultrasound.
Once a mother meets her precious baby on ultrasound and hears their heartbeat, she's 80% likely to choose life. Preborn has rescued over 300,000 babies. To learn more about their life-saving work, call pound 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250 baby. Or visit preborn.com/AFR. That's preborn.com/AFR. All gifts are tax deductible.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members to the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-788-1813. That's 1-800-788-1813.
Hey friends, it's Jessica Peck, Dr. Nurse Mama, as your 1-minute parenting coach. Did you know that your physical body can only plow through your emotional being for so long before it sounds an alarm? We all have a mind-body connection. Our emotions have a physical counterpart. We cry when we're sad. Our blood pressure rises when we're angry. This expression of psychological trauma as physical symptoms is called somatization. So I challenge you, pause, slow down, and reflect. Are you silencing physical alarms with ibuprofen, melatonin, or caffeine instead of honestly considering the source? Tend to that alarm before it becomes a raging fire. Let today be the day you have the courage to address it. And I'll see you on the Dr. Nurse Mama radio show right here on American Family Radio.
You know, as you go through Scripture, you're going to find there is no person that fits the criteria of the blessed man that we read about in Psalm 1, except for one. There is a man. His name is Jesus.
Welcome to In Grace with Jim Scudder, the senior pastor of Quentin Road Baptist Church in suburban Chicago. He is also the host of In Grace TV, where adventure meets faith.
Hi, welcome back to In Grace, and we made it. We made it into the second day of 2025, and we ask that God will continue to bless this year
as we are going to be finishing a message we started yesterday called Advice from God for a New Year. And we're going to be talking again in Psalm chapter 1, and we're kind of getting right back into the walking in the paths of those that don't love God and how they can distract us slowly but surely into being carnal, fleshly, and being like Lot. And Lot was kind of sucked into the lifestyle of Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't believe he was committing the sins of Sodom and Gomorrah, but I believe he was living the carnal life that was right on that edge. And then, what horrible things that happened to those cities, he had to get pulled out of there. And just how can we avoid even those situations is what we're going to be talking about today. And so I hope that you're blessed as we study the first chapter of the book of Psalms. And then also, right before we go to that, let me mention two things. Number one, we have a brand new TV series coming out this weekend. It's called God's Priceless Treasures, and it's about parenting. I take 4 families on these adventures